Alright, let's see here. We're going to make sure we're recording here. Everything live. It says we're live. Recording for the video, no viewers. Alright, because this is no chat. Alright, we're good for now. We are indeed recording for the third time now after throwing out over 70 minutes of previous video for this due to interruptions. Lovely. Okay, so ultimately, what we're going to do here is we're going to go over the realistic mode. I'm going to pause the video if you want and look through all of this. This is basically just explaining to you what the realistic battles are. The fact that they banned Panzer IV Anku, Cromwell Mine, IS-2 Pravada, there's a few tanks that are realistic that they could have kept in, but then they allow the missile Sheridan in. Despite it being realistic, I don't feel the Sheridan needs to be in the matchmaking for this, but I guess that's Wargaming's decision. We're going to use the Cromwell B because despite its low shell velocity, I was doing pretty well with the Cromwell B. Personally, I don't like this tank. The Cromwell B is a very difficult tank to play in my opinion. It has decent armor, but its gun handling is less than optimal. So I felt this would be a good option to show, because the fact is, despite me doing well in it, this is a very, very struggle vehicle. Unofficially, I have one Ryzen I game in this already, after playing like 5-6 games in this, but the 7th kill was stolen by a teammate. I'm gonna say the enemy is going elsewhere. Nope, they're there. It would be nice if my teammates cannot sneak up behind me and block. The biggest thing I'm worried about is somebody coming around behind you. Which is why I'm actually going to go over to A, scout it out. Don't see anyone over here. Now your best bet in this mode is to be stealthy. You have to be extremely stealthy. You have to play smart. You can cost your team so much if you don't play smart. If you play sneaky though, and you pay attention, sneak up behind people who aren't paying attention, you will get a lot of good wins. Oh, I know there's a KV2 over here somewhere. My team is going to lose this one because they're not paying attention. Oh my god. There's a tank right in front of me.
Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy is hit. We're just staying down. We've hit them hard. Enemy armor is damaged. They're hit.
My best bet is to utilize this tank's speed. Get away from the action. Why is the KV-2 hiding? Now see, that KV-2 easily threw the game for his team if it wasn't for the fact my team wasn't paying attention at all. See, you're gonna get players in this game mode that are absolutely so much worse. These people come to the game mode, don't know how to play the game, even though it's more difficult than the standard game mode. And they're not good at the game. They end up struggling. They struggle in the game. They struggle in this game mode because it's harder than the normal game. So you're playing against bad players. That's always going to be a thing. That's the sad part about realistic. So regardless, win or lose, it doesn't really matter because it doesn't count against your stats, so it really, really screws that up. The realistic mode needs to count against your stats. That will make the mode better. That will make it more challenging. It will make it more competitive. Hit Tombstone from last game. But yeah, you're completely relying upon a team that's far worse than your standard team. Which kind of makes it easier if you're in an overpowered vehicle, but makes it worse at the same time. I don't know how I'm not hitting him. There might be a tank in front of him. Unsure. Truth is, I'm just gonna sit here. I'm gonna scout. Don't know how I'm still seen. That was an interesting penetration. Wasn't expecting that. So I know this Panzer IV is getting swarmed. Extremely poor gun handling on the Cromwell B. We still cleared anyway. So now what I'm doing is I'm searching for another target, searching for more vehicles, and I realize this ARL, actually this KV-2 is a far more important target. Cleared that. Arrow down. No, he's not down. Getting shot in the back by something very light. Don't know what I hit. Due to the ARL's poor armor, I'm able to abuse the fact he's not even using his armor and my mobility to get around him for easier shots. That was a free kill. Now we're going to go for this guy right here. He's got the same camouflage, different tank.
Enemy is hit.
He is cleared. Now what I need to do, I need to find where you need to always try to keep tabs on where the other vehicles are.
Enemy is hit.
Put another shot in the same place.
Knocked out.
Now the odds are good this guy could be AFK. He is not AFK, but he is hiding somewhere. Doesn't matter because the game's over. And that was a good game. 1,800 damage, led the team, put a lot of shots in. Where was that? So he was active, he was dealing damage, he just was not that great. So for the Cromwell B, I'd definitely say it's a higher rated realistic vehicle. Despite its poor gun handling, it's still a good tank all around, I'd say, despite that. But it excels more in realistic because of its mobility. We're going to use another tank that more or less you can exploit. Side skirts are overpowered in realistic mode. Why is that, you ask? The armor markers do not show. You do not show up as red, and people will shoot through the side skirt. Oh hey, it's a free shot on the side of the tank. Then they don't realize the armor matters. In addition to the DPM, earlier I played this tank and I fought a stock KV-1S. He was using the 85mm gun and did not penetrate me one time. I mean, why was he not penetrating? Because he's shooting into the side skirt trying to get a free side shot on the tank instead of the front armor where he easily could have penetrated me. So, lack of tank knowledge will ruin this mode for you. You have to know the module locations. You have to know. And honestly, fuel tank and engine shots are really good in this mode. Because max rolls do nothing. The shots do exactly as the average states, so there's no difference. You don't max roll. So, you need to know how to set the fire. You've got to know how to hit the ammo rack. You've got to know how to set fires. And honestly, I don't know if it's something's coded different. It feels like ammo racks are easier to obtain in realistic mode. Like, significantly easier. Could be wrong. I'm gonna say they're going to be... They're eventually gonna come down this way. There is a tank. There is something you need to pay attention to. Not on him because he's already marked. See what I mean? They are hitting the side skirts. And you can take advantage. I need to move up and take advantage, take him out. Clear that guy. Something else is hitting me, don't know what. Oh my god, what is that? I'm really wanting to know why he's up there, but we're not going to question for right now. We're just going to kill. There's SU-100. Going for track shot. Missed the track shot. Engine shot. Engine critical. That's going to slow him down. Just enough to where it makes it hard for him to turn, and we're going to pick up the kill. And we pick up the final kill. Panzer IV-S, over 2,000 damage dealt. Absolutely outstanding. We bounced a bit of damage there and took advantage of the enemy players. 15 shots, 15 penetrations. Could not ask for any better of the game. Panzer IV-S is a powerhouse. Especially in realistic mode where its armor counts more. Now, honestly, not really for sure what to run for the final vehicle. I didn't like the KV-2's performance, so we're not going to go with the KV-2. Did not like its performance in realistic mode. It's just, it doesn't perform well enough. Is it not going to give me a match? There it is. It's Triari, I think. PLA is good. Not looking up for me. This is going to be a difficult match. It is a tier 7. There are Tigers, there are M6s, and P-43s. This is a very, very difficult enemy team. Hopefully we are not getting the lag spike errors due to Twitch recording. But we're getting them. As long as we don't start getting a packet loss, we're good. Well, as soon as I see the first target, I'm going to hit the attack button on him. Not him because he's spotted. This is going to be a bad game if it keeps lagging like this. Game has seriously got to chill out. Might help a bit. No, it's not going to let me do it. We're going to lose this. Nope, we lost this because the team is not paying attention, they're not supporting, and that's the loss. No need to even have played that game. Realistic mode is 100% attention to detail. If you do not pay attention, you cannot succeed. Because I wanted to show a game in the T-3485, but, well, I guess we can't. Now, I'm picking the T-34-1 because this is more or less exactly what you're looking for in a tank. It is a low profile, it has good mobility, good armor, good gun. So it's going to be very hard to see because it's sitting low to the ground. I mean, it just works. It works out. And Blitz crashed on me. Nope, Blitz has crashed. I knew it was eventually going to happen. There was no explanation for the lag or ping spike. And honestly, I knew something was up. Yikes, it still threw us into a match. That's not cool at all. Good job, Blitz. Would not be surprised if we're dead. We're being shot already. That's wargaming servers for you. Okay. Oh my god, 2 minutes into the battle. We're gonna go ahead and try to turn the tide here. We're gonna do 2 more matches in this tank because that was absolutely no reasoning for the game to crash out there. That was very, very strange that it did that. What is that? I'm gonna let them kill me. Absolutely no reason for that to have occurred. It's supposed to remove you from the matchmaker. That's honestly, I don't get why that error even occurred. couldn't do anything, game crashed. Wargaming through that match for us. So honestly, there was absolutely nothing we could really do. That was entirely just... I don't understand why matchmaking does that. And it's not going to give us another match. There it is. Hopefully it does not crash us out of the game this time. So what we're going to do here is we're probably going to go to the right. I figured we were on the other side. Never mind, we're going to go to the left. So what we're going to do is we're going to spot the enemy team. There's the SU. Right there. You can use the attack function to spot enemy tanks. My team is obviously not going to follow the call. So we're going to be forced to run and surrender the only strong position that we're going to have. That's on account of these 4 players over here being without knowledge of the map, without knowledge of the game mode, without knowledge of tactics. Which is going to hurt us severely because now we're going to have to play sneaky on the hardest side to farm off of. So what I don't get is, where is the enemy team? We have utterly no choice. We have to wait because our team, poor gun handling. This gun is usually pretty deadly accurate. Give me one moment. And if it wasn't for our team and we would have been able to hold this side sooner, we honestly would have Sorry about the coughing in the background. I know it's annoying. Unbelievable that I missed that shot. Oh, this match has kind of been ruined. Would figure I get tunneled by a bad player. Yep. Tunneled by bad players. People know I'm streaming, or playing, so I get tunneled a lot. It's one of the disadvantages. I need to just move to tier 8 because I'm not going to get a video on that tank. So as you have already been able to see, you are going to notice, oh my god, this is another bad map for realistic and for this tank in general because one, I have absolutely no shots on anything, and two, there's nothing I can do. I'm actually going to pull back, let my team do all of the work. So I'm expecting to deal 1, maybe 2 shots of damage if I'm lucky. Because this is not a map for this tank. Sucks you can't lock the turret traverse or the turret on mobile. There needs to be a button for that. Because that forces you to continually move in a tank destroyer otherwise. Have nothing I can do due to these heavy tanks. Unbelievable. He never saw me. The guy never saw me. I had it happen in tier 10 yesterday. Should have... I think it was on the original video. Wait, no, I think that was on the first video. We're gonna out DPM him. He bounced, so he is dead. So now we're probably going to be sneaking up on the tier 8 heavies. I said we only got, what, 3 shots off? Was not expecting a super impressive game from this. Very poor map. However, very, very high quality teamwork. Be lucky to get off one more shot. My team doesn't block, which isn't gonna happen. And of course, I hit the module, I hit the track. So I'm just going to hide here. They got the literal two biggest tanks blocking every shot. I'm gonna run another battle in this tank just to show you how the camouflage can actually work for you. Falls Creek, honestly, not the best. We're gonna have to take it. Got to love the ping and the packet loss. So we're gonna sit in the back of the map here. Any other tanks I can ping. Let's identify him. That's the VK168. So you can and do have access to identifying targets. You just have to ping the attack button on the target. It's usually good to mark the location on the minimap where your team actually, or you actually saw the vehicle, so you can better identify to your team, hey, you need to look in this area. Don't know what that is. He's kind of looking at me. I don't think he saw me. What is that? It's the Type 62. Not going to take a shot on that because I had no shot. Oh, what the hell? Right into the front plate of the Panther. And we're going to get a shot into him, perhaps. HE shell. Still take it. Well, I actually had to give myself another HE shell on this tank because I keep running out. We're probably going to lose because there's 3 full hit point heavies. My team is not playing too smart. And I'm going to get rushed by a Type. That was the loss right there. My team's going to refuse to come. And that was the loss because the team is still refusing to support. Yep. We lost due to lack of team interest. So as you can already see, the realistic mode is 99% paying attention, and is your team doing anything? Because as you can see, attention to detail is definitely king. Mobile tanks do well. Tank destroyers do well. Slower vehicles don't really excel. I mean, tanks like the Panther II do well. Tanks like the T-44 do well because they have decent armor. They have the armor, and people can't see the red spots, so they're going to be able to utilize their armor, despite it not being that great in the first place. They're going to be able to take advantage of their armor even more so. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to cap this. Enemy team is at A. I've not seen anybody cross over to the right side. There's somebody. We're going to lose because my team's not helping. Yep. We're going to let him kill me. And this is another reason why realistic is so impossible to play. You can't play with the team. You cannot rely on your team. This is 100% a mode based off of individual performance, and if you can't miraculously carry the game and get all 7 kills yourself, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose every time. Because I can guarantee you, your team will let you down every single time. So even in an overpowered tank where I'm averaging 4,000 damage and 3,000 or more blocked, there was still no hope. Team didn't pay attention. Team didn't help. Use this strategy in the tournament versus purple, and I completely, teammate's gonna ram me. Amazed I got that shot off with him blocking. Teammate's still going to continue to block me. This guy, people like this are going to cost you games. He's going to sit there, he's going to camp next to you, and in a mode where you have to be stealthy, you cannot deal with that. Honestly, there's nothing more frustrating than that. They're gonna sit in camp next to you, get you spotted, get you noticed, and then you lose the only element of surprise you have. Don't know how that didn't penetrate. Got him. I have to quickly move across to actually get into cover here. That's a heavy tank.
Das muss wehtun. Noch so einer und die sind fertig.
We're gonna go for an engine fire if possible.
Noch so einer und die sind fertig. Noch so einer und die sind fertig.
That was an ammo rack.
Gegnerisches
Cleared him.
Fahrzeug ausgeschaltet.
I know where the ammo is. But the question is, we have no chance to win this.
Kette wurde getroffen. Sie kann jeden Moment reißen. Der ging nicht durch. Eine unserer Ketten wurde getroffen.
And I'm gonna get tunneled by the Semmel. No idea how he... I don't know what he hit. Because HE wouldn't have killed me. As you can see, lack of team attention is 100% of this game. You're going to lose all of your games because the team is not paying attention, because you're not getting support, because even if you succeed, your team's going to fail you. So it's extremely difficult to actually do anything in realistic mode. We're going to try the Tiger 2 again. Or we're just going to try it again. I mean, that first game was just absolutely ridiculous. There was nothing I could do. Which I'm still really shocked. I don't know how that popped up a victory. Chrysler K. I'm not really happy with that being in there. Dude, you're gonna get off me or I'm gonna push you the whole way. I fucking hate players like this. And he was going up there anyway. He could have gone around. Could have gone around. Chose to block the T. The K91's up here. And the Bat Chat is over here. So I'm gonna go and... Oh, fuck. That right there is why the Tiger is overpowered in this mode. If he would move, he'd be... If he'd move... Can't help him. Can't help him. Oh, this fucking reload. Did he miss me? Really? I'm going to entirely ignore this. AMX? had a really good team, really showcased why the Tiger II is absolutely the biggest powerhouse right here. Because it bounces everything. People aren't using premium shells in this mode. Sit there and bounce astounding amounts of damage. Just absolutely ridiculous amounts of damage. Never get touched. My record on bouncing in realistic mode for the Tiger II is 5,000. Why didn't my gun shoot? Don't know.
Gegnerfahrzeug ausgeschaltet.
Got robbed out of some damage. Oh well. $2,100 damage blocked. I mean, damage dealt. At least 100%, so that's pretty impressive. Didn't pay attention to exactly what we blocked, but I can imagine it was a pretty good amount. Another tank I realized was very, very high quality for realistic mode was the M4 Rev. This became apparent to me after I realized something about the silhouette makes it to where people don't notice it very well. Can I get a match? Come on, matchmaker. Trying to get a match. Come on. Give me that tier 7 match. 7-8. 7-8. Come on. Come on. Is it not going to give it to me? Nope. I don't get why it's not giving me a match. Okay, guess we're not playing the Rev. Don't know why it's not giving me a match. Is there a lack of heavies? Really? Is there seriously a lack of heavies in this mode? Doesn't seem like it. Alright, we're gonna abuse the Tiger II's armor again. Because if you can abuse something, why not? The only thing I think that can penetrate me right now is the Proto, the ST, and the Cavalry. I still feel like somebody's over there. I'm gonna go left because the ST's probably not expecting somebody to cut around so quickly. That was my bad.
Wir haben sie.
don't really know that ST turret too well. I know the top one, but I don't know if the weaker one has weak spots. I don't play against stock STs too much. Figures? I wish he hadn't pushed, because now we're down a tank. Gonna use APCR, just to be safe. Gotta clear this Tiger 2 out. That is currently 3 kills, 1.7k damage. If my team will actually help and move up, we can clear him. That's another thing I hate about this mode. Everybody thinks it's cute to YOLO. That should have penetrated, I don't know why it didn't. Gotta bounce. Four kills, an impressive amount of damage. .9k damage, 4 kills. Pretty impressive. So as you guys can see, honestly, your best bet is running overpowered tanks. You're gonna want to run these overpowered tanks. Panther 2, KV4, even the VK168. Tiger 2, Yag Tiger, mobile tanks, fast tanks, good DPM tanks, armored tanks, high DPM. There's some select few tanks that you're not going to want to run, but everything right there currently in my garage, except for maybe the FCM50T, you're going to want to run. All of these tanks have a lot of advantages to playing at realistic. I mean, There's no armor markers. People are going to make mistakes. They're going to take poor shots. They're going to take these poor shots, and you're going to be able to take advantage of them. Like, for example, everybody still continually tries to shoot the lower plate on the Tiger II. Everybody tries to shoot the front plate on the Tiger II. Everybody tries to shoot the angled side. These guys do not know the weak spots, the tank knowledge, that honestly, if you're a World of Tanks PC player, play War Thunder, play console World of Tanks, you know all these things. You had to learn these things in order to play or succeed at the game. Blitz doesn't have that requirement because there's always the armor markers. That's why realistic mode in this is so difficult, and it's hard for people to comprehend or figure out how to play. Honestly, if you want to know better, learn the module placements. Learn where the driver and loader are. Learn where the ammo rack is. Learn where the engine and fuel tank are. Because they're all different on every tank. There's a pretty rough guess where you can find most of these things, but for example, a lot of tanks have their ammo rack under either the back or under the turret. There's a lot of them with that. I mean, but some tanks, there's some tanks, if you try to shoot in those locations, you'll never find it. You will never find these things. What is that? That is their 252U. Gonna need to make sure he doesn't sneak up behind me. Oh, hello, Pantera. Not going to be able to get a shot off on that. We are going to move up on this SU-130, I think it is. Oh, shit. Yep. Because we have half the team on the wrong side of the map. That's what throws games, right there. Ultimately, realistic mode is good because it forces you to learn, it allows you to play the game, you get to have fun. It's bad because 1, it's supremacy. 2, you are seeing the worst of the player base come to an event, so it doesn't affect their stats. People are grinding tanks, playing stock tanks, playing poorly to have, quote, fun on an event. Now, don't get me wrong. That's what the events are for. But it would be nice to see realistic change to a point where it starts affecting player stats. I would really, really love to see realistic affect your stats because it would really help improve the dynamic and pick and choose, really. It would show who the real good players are. Because if you're playing realistic to raise your stats, you obviously know enough about the game to actually go there, perform well, and you get rewarded for it. So, like I said, utilize broken tanks. The Tigers, the Russian heavy tanks, the Russian mediums, even the Panther II. The Panther II will get you a lot of bounces if you use your armor. You need to use your armor. KV-4, great tank. Do not use the top turret, however. I would not recommend that. The IS-5, 252U, 130s, 152. I mean, all of these tanks do extremely well. Even tanks like these, you get bounces because they're shooting at the red parts on the armor. They can't see that they're red, so they're taking shots into the hull of the tank or the turret of the tank. Oh, I'm going to penetrate this. No. Doesn't work like that. So you end up getting a lot of bounces. You are able to take advantage of lower quality players, but at the same time, you're forced to struggle along with your team and either try to meat shield them or allow the enemy to aggro on them so that you're not getting hit while you're taking out these tanks. Because as you saw, I've had a tank run into me. In the previous video, I had a tank ram me, didn't even notice I was there. I've had people drive right past me, not notice I was there. So you can take advantage of a lot because people aren't paying attention. It's a much harder mode. It's a mode for people who know the game pretty well and have knowledge of what tanks are like, where their weak spots are, how their armor looks, without needing that red mark. So, honestly, I hope this video helps you improve and see kind of what you need to do in realistic mode. Until Wargaming makes changes, I don't feel like this will be an extremely useful mode. Because, except for tournaments, which I'd like to see more than just a single realistic tournament. Because it could be a way for top teams to get noticed more. As there's so many people that don't want to run realistic, don't play realistic tournaments. I mean, I would really love to see it affect your stats. But other than that, basically, rule number 1, attention to detail. Pay attention, scan the map, pay attention to where you're at, where your team's at, and try to get the drop on the enemy when they're not paying attention. Rule number 2, stealth. You can sit and hide, especially in the smaller, lower silhouette tanks. Anything big and bulky like the Mouse or the VK168, even the Yag Tiger is not that great of a silhouette. I mean, it's pretty good. It's decent. Tiger 2 can get away with hiding. Yag Tiger can get away with hiding. But it's really big, awkward silhouettes like KV4s that really get you robbed. Even the AMX here has a horrible silhouette. I got noticed almost immediately all the time. Yeah, utilize broken tanks, utilize heavy armored tanks, utilize high mobility and small silhouette tanks. Stealth, attention to detail. As for the actual game itself, I feel like Wargaming has got to remove the supremacy portion of it. It's got to go. If this game was just an encounter battle and it was people duking it out and actually fighting, it would be more interesting. I would enjoy it a lot more than just sitting there with the supremacy points. Because you can't really take full advantage of the mode when you're relying on supremacy point caps. But yeah, that's going to be it for this. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it helps people improve. Honestly, not anything too impressive, not my normal gameplay. Usually don't do as well on stream as I do in actual games, because I'm a bit more focused on talking and explaining things, but I mean, that's a lot of people. Yeah. Get your hands on some of these tanks, guys. Get your hands on them. You got to abuse broken tanks like this. Hope y'all do well. Hope y'all improve in realistic. Hope this helped anybody get better at realistic. I really, really do. Because there's a lot of people that need to see some of this because they're trying to play the normal game and it doesn't work in realistic. I really hope you guys take some of the stuff to heart. Because I feel that if you take and notice of some of the things I did, take some of these tips, you can probably do better. you could probably do a lot better than you currently are at realistic mode. It's not that hard. Learn the tanks, look at sites. There's plenty of sites like Armor Inspector. I think Blitz Hanger even has the armor. You can look at the armor profiles in game. You can see, even get a rough guide. You can't see all the weak spots, but go right here to upgrades. Go right here to upgrades. You can see the armor. The turret, 220 front, 100 side, 80 rear, 160 front hull, angled. Now, I mean, that's basically marking the front plate and everything, because some tanks, the lower plate's going to be different, of course, but I mean, you can still, even if you don't want to go look at those other sites, you can still get a rough idea of what the tanks are in-game. If not, spend some time in some training room. Get a few people together, look at some of the tanks, what their profiles look like to you using some tanks. It's all about experience in the game. You just got to put the time in. You put the time into the game, you learn the game, you're going to get better. Also like to thank Meezy69 and Primetime Academy. Those guys are honestly there to help you. I would recommend watching some of their videos. Join Meezy released a video for Primetime Academy about, I want to say, a week or two ago. So go check that out. Join those guys. They're entirely there to help you. They're on primarily North America, but they are also Europe server and Asia server. There are a few of them instructors for that. Those guys are there to help you learn, help teach you, and teach you what you need to know. Those guys are definitely going to be a help to any player who's actually willing to learn the game. So I'd recommend, if you have Discord, try to get into that server. Try to ask them, and they will put the time in to help you. So other than that, I'm honestly here for anybody that really wants to learn any more about realistic. I linked the Discord. The Discord is in my about section on Twitch and in the description of the last video I posted on realistic mode. So yeah, I hope to see you guys around. Good luck. Stay safe, and hope this helped you out. Sapphire out.